So in today's tutorial, we're going to be discussing adding decimals. Now in year 6, the children are often faced with numbers that have different digits after the decimal point, a different number of digits after and before the decimal point. Now in this first question here, you'll notice that we have the decimal point here, and we have 2 and a 6, and the decimal point, this other number, there's a 5. Okay, there's a 0.5. Now what the children need to be careful with, and this is the mistake that is often made, they'll write 301.26. And what some children do, if they're not careful, they'll write 50.5 like this. Okay, that's quite a common mistake. The one thing to remember is to ensure that the decimal points are lined up. So in 50.5, the decimal point and the decimal point of both numbers goes like this. So the 5, the 0.5 goes there, and the 50 goes here. So the decimal points need to line up with each other. Once I've done that step, then what I can do is I can add them both together. And you'll notice that there's a gap here. So in this gap, we need to put something, we need to put a 0 in, which is your placeholder. So the 0 goes in there. Now I can just add like I would normally using column addition. So 6 plus 0 is 6, 5 plus 2 is 7. Now the decimal point, again, to remember, all the decimal points should be in line. That's a 1, that's a 5, and that's 3. So we can add that together, and it's 351.76. If you look at the second example, again, the same things remember here. So it's 2.701, and we're going to add on 0.04. So the first thing I would do here, where the decimal point is, I'm going to put another decimal point directly below that one. Then I look at my number, and I've got a 0 on this side of the decimal point, I've got a 0 there, and a 4 there. And where this gap is, I'm going to put a placeholder. So now when I come to adding them together, my decimal points are all lined up nicely, and I can go through my addition calculation as normal. So 1 plus 0 is 1, 0 plus 4 is 4, 7 plus 0 is 7, remembering to put my decimal point here, and that is 2, so 2.741. The final question here, which I'd like you to try, I'll set it out for you. So it would be 0.613, and then remembering that the decimal point goes here. Now where would the 76.1 go? Well, in front of the decimal point we have a 7 here, we have a 6 here, and the 1 is there. So when I add these two together, what I'll have is the larger number is actually at the bottom. So what I need to do here is to put a placeholder there. I need to also put a placeholder here and a placeholder here. Okay, because it's an addition question, it doesn't matter which way around the numbers are. In a subtraction question, that actually matters. So I'll let you guys work this one out and find out the answer for yourselves. If you want to check the answer, you can do it on a calculator. Thank you.